3 messages before today's interview educates and motivates you. First, if you're a domain name investor, don't you have unique legal needs that require domain name technical know-how and industry experience? That's why you need David Westlow of Wiley Ryan. Go search for David Westlow on Domain Sherpa, watch his interview, and you can see for yourself that he can clearly explain issues, can help you with buy-sell agreements, deal with website content issues and UDRP actions, and even help you write your website terms and conditions. David Westlow is the lawyer to call for internet legal issues. See for yourself at newmediaip.com. Second, managing multiple domain name marketplace and auction site accounts is a pain. Inevitably, you forget to sign into one and you lose a great domain, or worse. Now imagine using a single, simple to use and comprehensive control panel to manage all of your accounts. That's Protrata. You can set up search filters, analyze domains, automate bidding, list domain names for sale, buy domains across all major marketplaces. Protrata also has a new semantic engine that builds Google-friendly websites with rich content and network feeds. Sign up at protrata.com to get 20 free credits and start building and monetizing your domains today. Finally, if you have questions about domain names, where should you go to ask them? The answer is dnforum.com. Not only is DN Forum the largest domain name forum in the world, it's the best. You can learn about domain names and the industry, buy and sell domain names, talk about the domain name news that's happening in the industry, and even meet domainers just like yourself. Register for a free DN Forum account and begin advancing your skills and knowledge today. And when you do sign up, send me a friend request so we can connect on DN Forum. Here's your program. Hey everyone, my name is Michael Seiger and I'm the publisher of DomainSherpa.com, the website where you come to learn how to become a successful domain name entrepreneur directly from the experts. Most people watching this show know that the best way to monetize their domain name's assets is to build them out. But building websites is hard work. It's fraught with difficulties and it always has setbacks. As an example, I invested in a website back in January 2011, more than 15 months ago. It has 110,000 readers per month and more than 250,000 Twitter followers, and I have yet to launch a new version of it, which is what my original intent was by buying it. So how is it that other people are able to launch so many sites so quickly, and how do they do it profitably? That's the question that today's guest is going to help answer. Joining us is David Wieland, the CEO of iEstates, a website development and domain name investment company with over 12,000 premium, generic, and geodomain names and developed websites. David, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Mike.
David, I originally contacted you after I read on Domain Name Wire that you bought Austin.com. Upon further research, I actually see that it appears to be that you appear to be on a buying and website relaunching spree. Is that a fair statement to make?
Yeah, that's a fair statement. I mean, we bought Austin.com, MBAs.com, polling.com recently, and interviewing.com is the last one we just launched. So
great domain names. MBAs.com. I think I've seen that one before. It ranks very highly, and it's a lead generation site.
It's a great site. It makes pretty good money and easy to run too.
Nice. We've got just a small delay on the video and audio here, David. I'm going to wait and see if it catches up.
Okay.
All right. Is 12,000 domain names, that number that I pulled from your website, is that an updated and correct number?
No, it's down to about 9,500 now.
So what happened to the other?
Pretty active in selling, and
what happened to the other 2,500?
Sold a lot. Have let some expire. We got pretty ambitious there for a while. And we're buying a lot from auction, and thought we were gonna blow it out of the water, and then other things happened. So
of course, and if you had to classify those ones that you let drop or sold, what did you learn? What kind of domain names were those?
Yeah, I mean, Most of our portfolio is based on city plus keywords. So, like, NYC babysitting or, Chicago dog walking. Little, easy domains, something that most people wouldn't be, looking for necessarily,
Hmm.
but to the right business could be worth, 700 to $1,000.
Right. And were you able to actually sell them to those businesses for 500, 700
Yeah.
bucks or?
Yeah. We've sold thousands of domain names. And a lot of times what we did was built them out into mini sites and business directories. And then, we would reach out to them initially. Hey, do you want to advertise? And then it turned into, well, I'd kind of like that website. And then we got a little more aggressive with the sales to kind of trim down our number. So
Got it.
anybody looking for good geo plus keyword names, come talk to me because I got a bunch that I'm looking to get rid of.
All right. Anybody that's in the geo space that wants some good geo plus keyword domain names, they will reach out to you, David. So the remaining 9,500, are those ones that you plan to develop out yourself? Are you looking to sell some of them? How do they shake out?
Yeah, I mean, these are, again, probably about 5,000 of them are the Geo Plus keywords. They're developed using our platform prebuilt.com. And they're individual sites, but they're using a common framework, the most of them. I think those are for sale, and we'll probably be moving them pretty soon, within the next, 24 months. And the rest of them are, they're good keyword domains. They get a lot of traffic, a lot of pay per click. So
Great. I'm just making some notes. I'm going to come back. I'm going to ask you about prebuilt.com and how you came to own that system if you built it. I'm also going to ask you about moving and selling domain names because it seems that you've got a lot of experience with that. But let's start the discussion with Austin.com. It's a fantastic domain name, one of the best cities in America. Fantastic travel destination site. South by Southwest takes place there every year. If people haven't heard of that, I think tens of thousands of people converge upon Austin for technology presentations, environmental every type of event is taking place at South by Southwest. Fantastic music scene. Why were you so attracted to the Austin.com domain name?
For all the reasons you just mentioned, it's a growing city. It was one of the fastest growing cities in the U.S. throughout the 2000s or the 2000, 2006, I think is what I read. I've been there a lot, and it's a lot of fun. And people that live in Austin love Austin. People that visit Austin love Austin. There's not a lot not to like about it except for the summer temperatures, but it's just a great city, names like this don't come up very often. And if you're ever going to get in space and you see a name like this come up, it's something I'd had my eye on for a while. And I thought, you know what, it's kind of now or never. So we negotiated a good price and got it done.
So it was actually listed through Cedo, I believe, in 2011. Is that correct?
I think so. I think that's probably where I first saw it.
Did you use a buyer's broker, or did you actually see it listed for sale?
Yeah, we used Chad Folkning's group.
Domain Holdings.
Domain Holdings, that's right, and John Ferber's group. I think they actually were the ones that reached out and said, "Hey, we're looking to move this," and I said, "Well, give me some numbers," and yeah, so it worked out great. I bought MBAs.com from them as well.
Oh, excellent. And so on Austin.com, I believe that it had an original asking price of $700,000. Is that what you remember?
That sounds right.
And were you able to get it above or below that number?
I'm not really supposed to say, but I mean, I think you can probably take a guess where we picked it up at. But yeah, I mean, I got it for a fair price.
Great. And when you bought it, you actually own MBAs.com. You're doing your MBA right now, I believe. Is that correct?
That's right. Yeah, I'm up at.
So when you bought Austin.com for somewhere on the order of magnitude of the middle six figures, let's say, because I don't know the exact number, did you have a business model in mind?
No, not at all. I had already talked with the guys at Geo Platforms. It was on a completely unrelated note, actually, and I was kind of asking them what they were doing, and they're big into the geo space, but also they build auto sales sites, car sites, and we were talking about something else, and he was kind of telling me about this. I said, well, actually, I've got my eye on this name. Would you be interested in partnering, to kind of run it for me? Because I just don't have the bandwidth. And he said, absolutely. And so that's kind of how that conversation went. I had no plans except to rebuild the website. The SEO was not good, and it was just not, it was just too much going on. And I knew with just a few small tweaks, the site could be doing better. And so we've made some small development changes there, and it's a work in progress. We're nowhere near where we're going to be. In fact, this is just a very quick version of what's about to come. So,
when you bought the domain name, did you know what the revenue and traffic was at the time that you made the purchase?
No, there were no stats. There were no. I mean, they estimated revenue, but there was no bookkeeping. We basically went in thinking there was no stats or no revenue.
Okay, you went in basically thinking, I'm sorry, we've got a slight delay in the video again, David. You said when you made the purchase, the assumption was that there was no revenue.
That's right, no revenue, no. Either we assumed that there were none. You know what? I'm seeing a delay on my side too.
Okay. It might...
Do you want me to say that again?
No, I think we got that, David. But if you have any other programs running in the background?
I don't. I don't know if it's maybe our network or something. I'm at my office.
Okay. Well, let's it might clear up in a few minutes. So let's just keep plugging through. Okay. So you had no business model for Austin.com when you bought it. You knew that you were going to try and build it out, build up the search engine optimization, build up the revenue using the Geo Platforms service. So in the past, I've had Fred Mercaldo on the show, who runs the Geo Publishers Conference. He also runs Cities in a Box. And so Geo Platforms, which I haven't known much about in the past, is actually, it seems like it's another option that owners of ultra premium geo domain names can use to quickly build out a website and start monetizing it.
Yeah, that's right. And these guys have been real good about managing everything. And it's not an out of the box solution. They do have a platform they use, but they do put quite a bit of work into finding writers. That's where we're at right now, is finding content writers, finding advertising salespeople, and they've been good to work with.
All right, David. So let's take a step back in your career. Clearly, buying a domain name like Austin.com for somewhere in the mid six figures takes a lot of capital. You I believe bought it outright, but I want to find out how you actually got to the point where you had enough capital to do that. So